Hey, it is time. Yep, 8 a.m. Tuesday, Trash Talk. Brandon's here, Stuart's here, you're here. It's all good.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Literally catching me on the way out the door right now. So
Yep.
you guys should feel privileged.
It's just, we should all feel privileged that you delayed your departure.
I delayed my departure to record this show. So that's something.
What you've had entertainment on your mind for a while, and you've kind of gone in 12 different directions, sometimes all at the same time,
It's
about
hard.
all aspects of entertainment. And I said, well, then don't just tell me, tell the whole world.
It's hard to control the thoughts in my head. So it's no secret we've done music shows, we've done television, concerts, movies, sports, entertainment. It's part of our life. It's definitely part of mine. Even though on the podcast I don't talk about it all the time, I fit it in. I do a lot of stuff with entertainment, but
Right.
I just did an episode on the show. I don't know, last week or 2 weeks ago, I can't remember. And it was an impromptu episode. I kind of stopped and recorded it anyway. And it was really, I don't know, did you watch the Grammys at all?
I did.
Okay, so I'm not going to go. I know we're a couple weeks removed from it. I'm not going to go back and relive the Grammys, but this thing has been building with me in entertainment, especially the music industry in Hollywood. So we'll just combine those. And I'm just scratching my head at what is going on. It's For me, it's beyond like I'm 44 years old and I can't relate. That's not true. Like I'm 44, but age doesn't matter. I listen to everything from Frank Sinatra to Eminem to
Right.
Kendrick Lamar to Guns N' Roses. I'm across the gambit on music.
Yeah.
Um, some of it I don't like, some of it I don't get. Yeah, some of the new slang, yeah, I'm out. Doesn't make sense, sounds stupid. I'm not going to say it.
And you
You
can't
know,
understand the words anyway.
right? I think the state of hip hop is garbage right now. But that's a different level.
And
Um,
yet, didn't they just, one of the Grammy awards they gave was for this is the 50th year of hip hop.
which was cool to a degree. We got LL Cool J, we got Busta Rhymes, we got some of the
Right.
legends. I'm okay with that. But I think the state of hip hop currently, what you hear on the radio, ugh. Um, but I'm gonna go back to the performance, and it's not just Sam Smith, okay? Sam Smith's performance that everybody, whether you watch the Grammys or not, you know about it.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand the song Unholy. I know what the song's about. Okay. I get it. I think it's an annoying pop song.
Yeah.
I don't think it's very good, but I get it. It's
It's
been everywhere.
flamboyant.
Yeah, it's TikTok, social media, whatever. Sam Smith as an artist just is like our show changes. Our show, we improve, hopefully. Some days not so much. Um, maybe today.
Yeah, like today.
But Sam Smith back in the day when he first hit the scene, what caught me about him was his voice. Beautiful voice. He wrote some songs because he just got out of a relationship and whatever, he was inspired. Okay. His albums were good. I really enjoyed him. He wasn't like my favorite, but
Yeah.
I enjoyed him. I understand he's changed as far as his music goes. What I look at that is the ultimate sellout. This is not an issue of like I'm changing as an artist. This is an issue of, okay, I did those albums, but they're not working anymore. I had a bomb album that nobody cares about. I'm going to come back and I'm going to do something that's going to grab their attention and bring it to me. That's
Yeah.
fine. Whatever.
And I got to do a 180-degree turn to do it.
Right. And we've seen it happen.
Yeah.
We've seen it happen with artists since before time. I get it.
Yeah.
But why is it that artists, I'm looking at it, why is it that artists nowadays, forget the song, forget all that, forget the shock value, because I know artists do things to shock. And I'm not one of those prudes that thinks like, art has to be a certain way or music has to be a certain way. Like it's all up to interpretation and it's all subjective. But what is going on in Hollywood and the music industry where we feel the need to get to the every song, even if it's not about this, we have to lean towards the dark side. We have to lean towards Satan. We have to lean towards sick, disgusting things, children, things like that, oversexed, which I'm not that guy. I'm not a prude. Trust me.
But you know what? I think the bottom line is that shock sells.
Okay, but it's beyond shock now. It's beyond shock now.
Well,
Because
but that's just it. So if shock became the new normal, now what's the next level? Now we got to do something that'll really blow people's minds, but it will get them to open up their wallets and pour their money out to buy our stuff to keep us going. I mean, there are certain artists, like there's a lot of artists that we both grew up with and all, that are now on their final tours.
Sure.
I mean, some of them have done it more than once, like the Eagles. But they are in their final tours, but they are still pretty much in the same mode. Look, the Rolling Stones have gone a lot from rock and roll to blues and to other areas, and they've written some stuff that's been a little edgy and all, but it's pretty much been kind of mainstream. But when you get these artists that will go from one genre to another genre, or reinvent themselves, or they add the pyrotechnics and they add the big flamboyancy and all, to me, I look at it and I say they're hanging by a thread. They're willing to do anything, desperate, just to either reinvent themselves or to stay popular with their followers. And there's always going to be those hardcore people that will follow an artist no matter what they do.
I've done that. I've done that with very few artists.
Yeah.
But I have. And so when I look at the case of Sam Smith, and I'm picking on him for a reason, because that's the most recent thing, but it's not the only thing.
Yeah.
I look at him and I go, okay, talented guy. His music, quite frankly, sucks now. It's not a matter of just not being for me. Look at it from a sound point of him singing. Look at it just vocally. He doesn't sound the same. It sucks. Okay,
that's right.
His talent is gone. He's really pimped himself out. He's trying to be like, this is me, this is who I am. Well, then you're talentless. You've lost your talent.
Yeah.
My thing with them is, why are we sitting there going in the route, and I'll just say it, of devil, Satanism? Why is Madonna, who is completely irrelevant in 2023, the only reason we're talking about her is because she announced a tour and her face looks completely like she's wearing a mask? That and I'm sorry, it's not an aging thing, it's she had too much plastic surgery.
Right.
That's the only reason we're talking about her at all. But you look at her now, and Madonna's always been that shock value. She is an attention seeker, but now she's wearing baby doll heads around her waist. She's got photographs of dead babies on her albums. What that's not shock. That's just in poor taste. Why are we accepting that? Why is Sam Smith doing a devil dance? Why did Katy Perry do why is it always the devil?
Because and again, I think it's the people behind the scenes, it's their producers, it's their promoters and all that are saying, if you want to stay popular, or you want to either increase your audience or change to a new audience, we've got to do this. And there are a lot of artists that will just cave in and say, okay, I'm not going to be true to what I believe or what I stand for, and I'll go that route. You're right. I don't think Sam Smith could go back to the original artist when he first came on the scenes, that people started to really enjoy his voice, his music, his presentation. He couldn't go back to that if he even wanted to try.
I think it's too late now.
But I also think do it, and his promoters and producers and everything would not even allow it to happen.
But you have a thing, and I understand that when you sign these contracts, Dave Chappelle talked about this too. We talked about when Prince lost his name and he had to call himself the artist. The reason that he chose the artist is because when you are in a contract with these people, they don't refer to you by your name. They refer to you as the artist. You are just a tool. You are a spoke on the wheel. You are a cog. You are, I mean, that's all you are.
Yeah. You're
Um,
a page of lyrics.
so I understand that, but why is it then you have other artists that say, you know what? Nah. Look at Adele. Okay. I personally think Adele can sing, but personally, I'm bored with her. I think every song sounds the same. I think every album sounds the same. She went through a breakup. She got married. She went through, nobody cares. But she is still a phenomenal artist. Like, she is still doing her. She's not tried to go pop. She's not tried to sell out. But you have the big time Hollywood influence. And if they are directing these artists to do that, number one, I know it happens. But number two, there is no way that these artists are all just in agreement. There's no way that Jay-Z, Katy Perry, Nicki Minaj, Sam Smith, all around the same page, you go, yeah, we should do something to mock other people's religion. We should do something to basically, and I'm not saying that he was worshiping the devil, but we should do something that mimics that. There's no way. There's something else going on in Hollywood. And I'm not trying to go like Illuminati and crazy crap like that. But there are some dark sides of Hollywood. And I think now at this point, they're literally just throwing it in our faces.
Well, and that's why I say I said that kind of crap is what sells. And so every recording studio is saying, hey, if those guys are making millions on that dark side, we better come out with our own version of the dark side in order to level the playing field so that we can grab a piece of that pie.
But at what point?
You're right. We've seen it over the years with a lot of music. There are certain genres that will start, and then everybody wants to get on that boat. So you find artists that shouldn't that do. I mean, a lot of pop artists go to country. A lot of country artists bridge over and go into pop because they feel like maybe they've made their mark in this genre. Let's expand and go into this genre. Sometimes it works. I think most of the time it doesn't.
I think so too. I mean, I think you got to be a very talented person to be able to cross over into those genres and do things. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with people trying different stuff. I get it. Like even when you look at Shady, one of the greatest rappers of all time, you look at from his first album to now, he's a different man. He's a different person. Number one, he's sober and clean. Yeah. Number two, he's 45 years old. Probably putting out better music than he did when he first came out, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He has said some things, that have made people's head spins. But the difference is he's never swayed from who he is. When you have somebody like Sam Smith, like Katy Perry, like Nicki Minaj, like these others, like even look what Jay-Z did. And again, I don't care what anybody, if somebody is not religious or maybe they're Buddhist, maybe they're Christian, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. They love to mock Christianity and poke at it. But if we did that with the Nation of Islam, we would be in trouble. Why is Hollywood okay with that? They're hypocrites. And why are we the people taking it still? Why? What Sam Smith did on stage was not talent. It was smut. It was garbage. Why are we taking it?
Yeah. And a lot of the artists are now using their stage and their personality and their I don't know what, in order to make those political statements. And when there are worldwide situations, why is a recording artist's viewpoint even worth considering?
It's not. Nobody cares. I mean, you can write a song about it. Look, music has always been expression, right? I mean, let's go back to Bob Dylan. Let's go back to the Beatles. Let's go back to Zeppelin. There have been things and songs that they have written as a protest, I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
Some of the best music comes from that feeling, like they shouldn't be robots. Sam Smith wasn't saying anything. We can sit there and say, oh, he's out now. Well, look, nobody cares that you're out? We all knew you were gay to begin with. That's not a shocker, okay? So good for you that you came out. I mean, if that's what you want to do, I have no problem with it. Like, good for you. I imagine that is a tough thing to face at times. I wouldn't know, but I get it, and I appreciate that. That's not about him being out. That's
Right.
just him sold his soul.
Flaunting it.
Yes. And he sold his soul to the music industry. Flat
There
out.
you go.
That's it.
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head with that. And that's it,
Okay.
is that there are unfortunately too many artists that are willing to sell their soul just to keep their name out there, to and you can't necessarily always depend on getting your name out there based on your talent.
Sure.
And the music that you're writing or recording or performing. You've got to add that extra shock value. I mean, it happens with a lot of artists as they age, and I'll say mostly female artists. It's like they're trying to hang on to that younger image,
Sure.
and their costuming is so inappropriate to their now age group that you've got to refine that look, but they still want to just be out there. It's unfortunate that I think stage entertainment especially, has gotten more visual than it is
Talent, pure
uh,
talent.
pure talent. Yeah. That the backup dancers, the pyrotechnics, the light shows, it's got to be that whole full experience. In the meantime, you don't get to experience who the artist is and what they represent.
No, you don't. And I'm okay. Like, look, I get it. It's a show. There are some artists out there that are better entertainers than they are singers. Like, dude, I'm cool with all that. This is where it gets a little sketch. I personally think that we know there's a dark side to the music industry in Hollywood. We've seen the victims of that.
It's
But
getting darker.
It's getting darker, and there's so many people that have come out. Not all these people are crazy. Not all these artists that have said things about the music industry or the entertainment industry. Kevin Hart has said stuff and pulled back. Dave Chappelle literally fled the country and went to Africa to get away from it when he was at the top of his game. And now he talks about it, about things that happen, about things behind the scenes. And it's like, okay, that's true. But why does it feel like there's this darker element? Like, again, I'm not claiming Illuminati stuff like everybody does, but I feel like that Hollywood and the music industry has gotten so sick that no longer are they hiding it. They are showing us their true colors. And to me, that is a really dangerous thing, especially for our kids and the younger generations. I think it's dangerous. I really do. And I know I sound like an old dude right now, but it's a reality.
Yeah. And it's become, unfortunately, too normal with the young generation.
Yeah.
That it's being counterproductive, because it is forming a generation of rebellion, and kids are rebelling through the music and everything against the establishment, if you will.
I'm okay with that.
Well, we did it back in the 60s. We were rebelling against the
I'm
establishment.
still like, damn the man, like, look,
You're right.
I'm 44, and this is really truly where I work now, my most corporate job that I've ever worked, for a reason. Okay, because that's not who I am. Look, I'm with the rebellion, but there's a difference between rebellion and fighting for your own rights and taking care of yourself than what's happening, I think.
Yeah. Well, and there is a way to sell a message without shoving it down people's throats.
That's the thing that's got me. This is everywhere. This is every award show. Something else happens, and everybody in the audience, minus the handful. I think Ben Affleck was the only one who looked at it and said, "What is this?"
Yeah.
But everybody in the audience is just up there. just like clapping and putting on their own devil horns. And look, I mean, I was raised in the church, so my beliefs aside, I believe in freedom of speech. I believe in freedom of religion. I don't care. But I think if we're going to be fair about it,
Right.
then let's pick on some other religions too and see what happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I found one highlight of the Grammys that really made me feel good.
When it was over,
and that was that the song of the year went to Bonnie Raitt.
That was cool, right?
Who I when they read off the nominees, by far, I figured, good job, Bonnie. It was a good song,
Shocker.
good lyrics and everything.
Shocker.
But you got no way in hell are you going to get that award. And they announced her name, and she was more shocked than everybody.
I saw people on TikTok go, how could they give an award to this nobody? And I'm like,
right. This
do you
nobody
even know who
had this stellar career.
Right. Like, clearly you don't know music. I'm not the biggest Bonnie Raitt fan, but I know what she's done. Okay.
Right.
Like, I know music. And when I saw, I was happy about that. I got to be honest with you, and I'm going to make a lot of people mad, and that's okay. I like to do that. Minus the one side of it, I was okay with Harry. I was kind of glad Harry Styles won Album of the Year. Look, I love Harry Styles. I'm a stylist. I'm not even going to lie to you. I love that dude.
Yeah.
He's got a flair of Bowie in him, and I just
he's a
love
showman.
It, yeah, I love it. I jam out to some Harry Styles.
Yeah.
Nothing against Beyonce. I do think the Academy is a little racist at times, but nothing against Beyonce. I don't even remember your album, dude. Like, I'm just saying, like, every one of her albums are the same. So just because you married Jay-Z and make a bunch of money, like, I think people are kind of over you. She's a super talented woman, but you ain't the same woman that we knew in Destiny's Child.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward with her career. Now that one of the reasons that she got those extra awards this year, I think, was because it got her at the pinnacle. She has now gotten more Grammys than any other artist ever. Okay, so great. Now that you've got that crown, what happens next? Now they're going to look for the next person.
Well, that's just it. And I think a lot of things with Beyonce, I kind of think Beyonce is kind of a hypocrite too. Like, in one aspect, she's singing like, all the single ladies, women power, but yet she married Jay-Z, who's got more money than her, and she stays with him no matter what. Why? Because he's more influential than you are. So I kind of don't care about Beyonce.
But he's one of those behind the scene kind of guys.
He is a behind the scenes dude.
Yeah.
Jay-Z runs a lot more than people realize.
That's right. Yeah.
His days of hip hop, minus his performance, his days of hip hop as being the artist have been over for a long time.
Yeah.
And I like a lot of Jay-Z's older stuff. I'm not sure what I'm digging now, but it's interesting though. But yeah, there was a couple moments. I miss the award shows for being music driven instead of agenda driven. I miss the award shows for being entertainment. Look, I mean, again, I listen to people that could be questionable. Rob Zombie has made an entire career of focusing on horror rock music. He is a horror fan. He does some outlandish stuff, but I have never seen Rob Zombie, and I've seen him 3 times in concert. I have never seen him put on a performance like Sam Smith. Yeah.
And I thought Trevor Noah did a pretty fair job of keeping the show going.
Yeah, he's good, man. He's I kind of like him. I've always liked Trevor,
Yeah, we may have to invite him to help us up our game.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we can invite anybody. I don't know who's coming.
Yeah, but look, we share some information. I mean, we don't want to get too ornery about about the fact that Sam Smith now sucks, but hey,
it's not like he sucks.
Which is we're just saying. So
look, dude, if you're gonna do a crazy performance like that, then at least sound good.
Yeah. I wish the sound had been better, but it was all visual. It was all just visual.
The
Oh.
greatest part is just watching Ben Affleck's reaction to everything.
Yeah,
He is my spirit animal.
Stone face. No,
He
it's
looked really
like
unhappy.
like J-Lo, why did you even bring me along? I didn't really need to be here for this.
At one point, he leans over and kisses her, and she looks at him like she's like, "Hey," and I'm like, I know he whispered something in her ear like, "This is crap," you know.
Amazing. Well, anyway, we probably are going to get banned in now
Good.
probably our own country as well as
Yes.
several others.
We're coming to North Korea next. Woo!
That's
See you soon, Kim Jong-un.
we're coming for you. So, well, you go out and make it a good one if you can, and come back and see what kind of nonsense we'll come up with next week on Trash Talk. Go out and make it a good one.
See you guys.